विनायक नमस्तुभ्यं सततं मोदकप्रिय निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं रामनाम वरानने आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। श्रीराघवं दशरथात्मजमप्रमेयं सीतापतिं रघुकुलान्वयरत्नदीपं आजानुबाहुमरविन्ददलायताक्षं रामं निशाचरविनाशकरं नमामि। आञ्जनेयमतिपाटलाननं काञ्चनाद्रिकमनीयविग्रहं पारिजाततरुमूलवासिनं भावयामि पवमाननन्दनं। यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारि परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमत राक्षसान्तकं। कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम्। Now who will say the first 5 shlokas other than Prajna?
I can say, Babaji.
Dhirendra.
तपस्वाध्याय निरतं तपस्वी वाग्विदाम्बरं नारदं परिप्रच्छ वाल्मीकिर्मुनिपुङ्गवं कोनस्मिन् साम्प्रतं लोके पुण्वान् कश्च वीर्यवान् धर्मज्ञश्च कृतघ्नश्च सत्यवाक्यो दृढव्रतः चारित्रेण चको युक्तः सर्वभूतेषु कोहितः विद्वान् कः समर्थश्च कश्चैकप्रियदर्शनः आत्मवान् को जितक्रोधो द्वितीमान् को न सूयकः कस्य बिभ्यति देवाश्च जातरोषस्य संयुगे एतदिच्छाम्यहं श्रोतुं परं कौतूहलं हि मे महर्षे त्वं समर्थोऽसि ज्ञातुमेवं विधं नरम्। श्रुत्वा चैतत्रलोकज्ञो वाल्मीकिनारदो वचः श्रुतामिति चामन्त्रय प्रहष्टो वाक्यं ब्रवीत् बहवो दुर्लभाश्चैव ये त्वया कीर्तिता गुणः मुने वक्ष्याम्यहं बुद्ध्वा तैर्युक्तश्रुतान्नरः। इक्ष्वाकुवंशप्रभवो रामो नाम जनैः श्रुतः नियतात्मा महावीर्यो द्वितीमान् धृतिमान् वशी बुद्धिमान् नीतिमान् वाग्मी श्रीमान् शत्रुनिबर्हणः विपुलांशो महाबाहु कम्बुग्रीवो महाहनु महोरस्को महेश्वासो गूढचतुररिन्दमः अजानबाहु सुशिरा सुलीलाट सुविक्रमः। First and sloka.
This last shloka you have to correct some uchcharan. Ajanubahu. Say that shloka again.
आजान अच्छा पूरा पढ़ो महोरस्को महेश्वासो गूढ़जत्रुरिन्दमः आजान बाहु सुशिरा सुललाट सुविक्रमः।
वो सब शॉर्ट सु है सुशिरा सुललाट सुविक्रमः। और एक बार
आजान बाहु सुशिरा सुललाट सुविक्रमः।
Who can say from there? Samaha. Anyone else?
अहं प्रयत्नं करोमि बाबाजी। समसमविभक्ताङ्ग स्निग्धवर्णः प्रतापवान् पीनवक्षा विशालाक्षो लक्ष्मीवान् शुभलक्षणः धर्मज्ञः सत्यसन्धश्च प्रजानां च हिते रतः यशस्वी ज्ञानसम्पन्न रुचिर्वश्य समाधिमान् प्रजापतिसमश्रीमान् दाता रिपुनिषूदनः रक्षिता जीवलोकस्य धर्मस्य परिरक्षिता रक्षिता स्वस्य धर्मस्य स्वजनस्य च रक्षिता वेदवेदाङ्गतत्त्वज्ञो धनुर्वेदे च निष्ठितः सर्वशास्त्रार्थ
तत्त्वज्ञः
सर्वशास्त्रार्थ तत्त्वज्ञः स्मृतिमान् प्रतिभानवान् सर्वलोकप्रियः साधुर्दीनात्मा विचक्षणः सर्वदापि गतः समुद्र इव सिन्धुभिः आर्य सर्वसमश्चैव सदैकप्रियदर्शनः स च सर्वगुणोपेतः कौसल्यानन्दवर्धनः समुद्र इव गाम्भीर्ये धैर्येण हिमवानिव.
Uttamam.
I can done.
Uttamam. And the next 1.5. Prajna?
Yeah. विष्णुना सदृशो वीर्ये सोमवत् प्रियदर्शनः कालाग्निसदृशक्रोधे क्षमया पृथिवी समः धनदेन समस्त्यागे सत्ये धर्म इवापरः.
Uttamam. So glad at least together we have learnt the entire set, entire 18.5 shlokas. Very good. So Sarvebhyah Swagatam. Very glad that we have together we have learnt it. So last time we did till Dhanurvede cha Nishtita, and we just started Smritiman, right? So last time we just started Smritiman Pratibhanavan. So here is the complete, that Ashtadasha Vidyasthanani, Chaturvedaha, which is Rig, Yajas, Sama, Dharvanaha, Shadangaha, Siksha, Kalpaha, Vyakaranam, Niruktam, Jyotisham, Chandaha. Then we have Upangani or Upangani, which is Dharmashastram, Puranani, Nyayaha, and Mimamsa. Mimamsa itself, again, we said each one of them have their own multiple subdivisions, but these are the first level categorization. Then 4 Upavedaha, Ayurvedaha, Dhanurvedaha, Gandharva Vedaha, Sthapatya Vedaha. So in the place of Gandharva, some places, some people also quote Ardhashastram. So these together is the Ashtadasha Vidyasthanani. That's how we concluded last time with the 3 qualities of Veda Vedanga Tattvajnaha, Dhanurvede cha Nishtitaha, Sarvashastrartha Tattvajnaha. Those 3 together shows that Rama has fully studied, Sri Rama has fully studied and is an expert in the Ashtadasha Vidyasthanani. So then we started with Smritiman. We said, to know is one thing, to have passed the exam is one thing, but to be able to remember it is the most important thing. And so Smritiman. And so the definition of Smritiman is Jnatartha Vishaye Vismarana Lesha Rahitaha. So Jnata means whatever you have come to know, Tasya Artha Vishaye, about its meaning or about its definition, etc. Vismarana. Smarana is remembering. Vismarana is forgetfulness. Vismarana Lesha Rahitaha. Not even an iota of forgetfulness. That means whatever he has learned, remembers the entire thing. So unforgetful of the learned knowledge is Smritiman. Similarly, Uktadhita Veda Shastrartha Vismarana Rahitaha. Again, what is learned? Veda Shastrartha Jnata Vishaye Vismarana Lesha Rahitaha. So that is Smritiman. So it goes in that logical order. Each guna, Narada is expanding in a logical order and in categories of grouped qualities. So gaining knowledge is one thing, remembering is another thing. The next one is Pratibhanavan. So the Vyutpatti says, Prati is the Upasarga there, before Bha. Bha is to shine. And Lyut is to make to make a noun out of another word. So Bha is shine, Bhanam means to be shining, or to, shining is the word there. For example, dadati is the verb. Danam, to give. Pathati, pathanam. So likewise, bhati means that is one that is glows. Bhanam is the noun form of it, which is saying that it is glowing. So pratibhanavan. Vyavahara kale shrutasya shrutasya va jhatiti sporanam pratibhanam tadvan. That is the first definition given. So you have learnt, you have also memorized it, but vyavahara kale, in the time of actually in your interactions, in your actual times of affairs, vyavahara kale shrutasya ashrutasya cha. Shruti is again shrutasya, whatever you have heard, which means again whatever is the knowledge, Veda. Whatever you have heard, whatever you have not heard, which means beyond whatever you have learned also, you are able to now comprehend and apply, extrapolate. So ashrutasya is extrapolation. Shrutasya is whatever you have remembered and recollected. So shrutasya ashrutasya va jhatiti. Jhatiti means like this. Instantaneously. In Sanskritam, jhatiti is a avyayam. The jhatiti agachadu, come like this, come immediately. Immediately is another word probably. So jhatiti, spuranam is spurati, means strikes. Not the exact meaning, but an equivalent word is strikes. So whatever you have studied, even if you have not studied it exactly, you can, based on whatever you have studied, you are able to extrapolate, and it occurs, it strikes to you instantaneously in a moment. That is pratibhanam, and tadvan, such a person is pratibhanavan. So in 3 stages it comes now. First of all, you have to study and you should acquire the knowledge. Then you should be able to remember it, retain that knowledge. And the third thing is, most important thing is to be able to apply it. And that is where we said, when it comes to smriti and pratibha, some of the people like Karna, we said, though they have studied, they could not apply it because of the shapa. So which means they lacked the smriti and pratibha. But in this case, Rama, in Sri Rama's case, we have all of that. Taduktam prajnam navanamonmesha shalineem pratibham viduhu iti. I think we will skip that. That is more poetic there. So those are the qualities to do with knowledge base. Now goes the rest of the things to do with how do people receive him, etc. Here onwards, great qualities come of. So far, these were qualities of what he does. Now shows the qualities of how people are able to look up to him, receive him, accept him, etc. So first thing here comes is Sarvaloka Priyaha. Meaning is very clear, right? Sarvaloka Priyaha. He is beloved of all Sarvaloka, of all the lokas, of all worlds. The beloved one, most favorite one of all the worlds. Sarve lokaha priyaha yasya saha sarvaloka priyaha. So the other way definition given is, all worlds which are priyaha is what? Beloved is the other one. The one who loves all the worlds is sarvaloka priyaha. That's one definition given here. So from his point of view, he loves everybody, he loves everything. For him, name dveshti kaschana, says Sri Krishna also in Bhagavad Gita, right? I don't have anybody to not to dislike or to hate. Name dveshti kaschana. There is nobody for me. Because for me, everybody is same, he says. So for him, all worlds, he is able to love. That is from his point of view. Sarvesham lokanam priyaha sarvaloka priyaha. So the other way also, which is Sarvesham lokanam priyaha. He is the favorite of all the worlds. So he loves all the worlds. So he is Sarvaloka priyaha. All worlds love him. So Sarvaloka priyaha. And again, just qualified by here, Lokastu bhuvane jane iti koshaha. So the dictionaries koshas say lokaha means what? Bhuvanani and janaha cha. So it depends upon either the, when we say world, it is either the geospatial bodies or the janaha, the living beings in those bodies, in those spatial bodies. So which means all people, all living beings. So he is the favorite of all the living beings and he loves all the beings. So that is Sarvaloka Priyaha. And then next one is Sadhuhu. Mrudu Madhura Swabhavaha is Sadhu. See, in Sanskritam we always say Sadhu, Sadhu means correct, Uttamam, perfect. To say that Sadhu, Sadhu. And we will hear that when we study Balakanda and several other rishis and all. When somebody proposes, rest all say Sadhu, Sadhu, yes, correct. Everybody else second him, second that rishi. So, Mrudu Madhura Swabhavaha, we all know it. Mrudu is soft, Madhura is sweet. So, soft and sweet personality. Sarvaloka Priyatvat Sadbhihi Abhigantavyaha Ityarthaha. So, this is leading to the next quality. But what they are saying is Sarvaloka Priyatvat, because he is a beloved of all the worlds, of all the people. Sadbhihi, by the good people, by the great people, by the good people, by the noble people. Agantavyaha ityarthaha. So he is approachable, he is receivable by all the good people. Sadbhihi, Sad is good, Sat is good, Sadbhihi is by good people. Agantavyaha, Abhigantavyaha means they are able to reach him, which means he is reachable, he is approachable. That is also means sadhu. And sadhu, tat karya sadhakaha, somebody who is a go-getter, who is an achiever, is also called a sadhu. Sadhu is not just somebody who is sitting and doing nothing, outwardly seeming, but sadhu means tat karya sadhakaha, one who is a missionary, takes up a mission and completes it and is working towards it, is a sadhu also. So Sarvaloka Priyaha Sadhuhu Adinatma, very, very great quality. Outwardly it might be seeming contradictory for us, but as we get into those chapters, then we will, into those sargas, we will know that no, it is a different expression of his. So Dina, Adinatma means Akarpanyatma. Karpanyam is another negative quality. Karpanya doshopahrishtaha, in Bhagavad Gita, first chapter only, Arjuna, he says, I am now shattered because of Karpanya. He says Karpanya is Kripana. Kripana is it's tough to find English words for them, but Kripana is to do with depression, let us say. Somewhat loose equivalent term is depression. But does anyone else know any other word for Karpanya, Kripana? So Akarpanyatma, Akarpanya, there is no Karpanya in him. That is Adinatma. Ati Gambhira Prakrutihi iti. So, how to put the other way? Not having Karpanya. Okay, if you don't have Karpanya, then how should you be? Ati Gambhira. Gambhira, we all know, right? Gambhira is composed. Composed. Gambhira is Gambhira, but again, how to find any English words for it? We all know Gambhira, right? For Prajna, do you understand Gambhira? Gambhira is not,
Oh, you can't really describe it.
Huh?
you understand. Well, it's like you can't really describe it in English words.
I think describe it.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
Bhogaji,
Ah,
the equivalent word, in fact, I think we talked about it sometime back. Gambhiram is to be very deep, actually speaking. The equivalent of to be in depth. So even in the swaras, Gambhiriam, Gha, right? Sorry, Gha, Gha, Gha is the deepest tone. So anything to do with the Gambhiriam, if a person is deep or very engrossed, you can say, is what is called Gambhiriam. So anything very deep thoughted person, any person with depth, actually in terms of mind, is actually called Gambhiriam. No, Gambhir situation. They say no. Gambhiram and some situation has come which is Gambhirya. That means there is a situation is very strong or deep situation. So
Correct.
actually speaking, it is that.
Right. So non-shallow, essentially.
Yes.
Gambhira means, as Vikramji also said, your depth is very high, which means you have a lot of space inside. You're not shallow. You're completely full. You're solid, and so you're able to stand up to the situation, to any negative situation. Also, such a quality is Gambhira. Can also be said as in terms of, like, as I said, a composed personality, which means we say, right, who is able to propose the right composure, we say, right. So which means you are able to not fall down, you are able to still stand up.
Established in self.
Huh?
Well established in self. So
Well established in oneself, yes. Well established in oneself. So that is Gambhira. Prajna, does it explain anything
A
to
much
you?
better understanding.
Much better understanding, yes. Sumir, do you understand? I saw Sumir join.
Yeah, this is better now. I understand.
Gambhira, huh? Because for most of us, for us, FOBs, somebody said, no, Yashwantji said, FOB. Do you know FOB? Oh, good, you don't know, thank you. He said, hey, you are FOB. Ah! So our first generations. For us who have come from India, first generation, we all understand Gambhira. We may not be able to explain it, but we all understand it. But for you who are born here or raising here, just verifying with you guys. If you understand Gambhira, then so Gambhira means, imagine it as a somebody who doesn't shatter. He's able to stand up to the situation, because he's not shallow. He has a lot of depth inside, very deep knowledge, very deep experience, very deep understanding, and hence can stand up to the situation. That is Gambhira. So Ati Gambhira Prakrutihi is also Adinatma, because that is where, right, when Dina is somebody who's Dina is
Pity.
pitiful, correct. Dina is pitiful. So the opposite, Adinatma, is, there is no pity. That means you are very bold, audacious, and able to stand. So Ati Gambhira Prakrutihi. Then Sahaja Sadharana Kshatra Bhavena Adina Swabhavaha. So they are also qualifying why he is. And so that is a Kshatra quality, Kshatriya quality. Sahaja Asadharana Kshatra Bhavena Adina Swabhavaha. So because by nature also he is a Kshatriya, so naturally, they will be Adina, because Kshatriya is always bold, able to fight situations, people, etc. And so Adinatma Swabhava, Adina Swabhavaha Sahajataya Ati Vyasana Paramparayam Api Akshubhitantah Karanova. So further qualifying it by saying, how do we understand an Adinatma? Ati Vyasana paramparayam api. Means even in Vyasana is normally we understand Vyasana as a vice, but here it is not that. What it means is in a very sorrowful situation. Ati Vyasana paramparayam api. Even in the case of a sequel of sorrowful situations, one after another, parampara, one after another sorrowful situations. Ativyasana paramparayam api akshubhitantah karanaha. Kshubhita, kshoba. Kshoba is the tragedy affected by tragedy. Akshubhita is not affected by that tragedy. Such an antahkarana, such an inside personality is adinatma. And because that is very, very important for him, right? We will see, especially when once from Balakanda itself, from Ayodhya Kanda itself, it starts. He was asked to go to forest, then Aranyakanda, then, the Viyoga, Sita Viyoga, all of that, he has to remain adinatma. Na kadachit dinaha atma svabhavo yasya saha. So kadachidapi, never. Nitya kshatriyatvat ityarthaha. Again, that is because of his kshatriya quality. So sarvaloka priya sadhuhu adinatma, and then vichakshanaha. Vichakshanaha is a very intellectual quality. Laukika alaukika kriya kushalaha. Vichakshana is that discerning, D-I-S-C-E-R-N we say, right? Which is not discrimination, but discerning, to be able to distinguish what is right, what is wrong, and accordingly make the right decision. That is vichakshanaha. So laukika, alaukika, kriya kushalaha. Kushalaha is skilled in the laukika and alaukika kriya, in the worldly and non-worldly affairs. Also, he is skilled at handling such activities. Vividham vakti ityarthaha, and is also able to vakti, means vadati, means he says. Vividham vakti ityarthaha, he is able to explain it in from several points of view. Vividham vakti ityarthaha, that is vichakshanaha. So all of these qualities, sarvaloka priyaha, sadhuhu, adinatma, vichakshanaha. Then the next one, beautiful quality.
Bhogaji, I have a question. So, in that vichakshana, I was thinking more like chakshu means eyes, right? So,
but this is not to do with chakshu. There is no ukaram right here.
Okay. Vichakshana means it's the
Vaktum,
one.
right, it comes from the word vadati, vakti. Vaktum ichha vivaksha.
Okay.
Right? So from that comes vichakshana.
Okay. Thank you.
So it is about analyzing and expressing that thought. That's why it is said as vividham vakti ityartha vichakshanaha. Any other questions so far?
And sorry. And also Pratibhanavan, maybe we usually think that Pratibha means talented vaise. So here I saw a different, one who remembers what he has learned, which will come immediately, vaise described kiya.
Correct. And in fact, that is what is Pratibha. Talent also, as we understand, means what? Finally, in an exam, you are able to apply and solve the given problem. That is what we mean as talent, right? Oh, he has good Pratibha means that is essentially what we generally mean, because that is all that comes to our experience from our childhood.
Yeah.
Pratibha.
Yeah.
But same understanding, just that defined a much better way.
Thank you.
So let us all say this shloka. Sarvadabhigatas sadbhihi samudra iva sindhuvihi Arya sarvasamaschaiva Sadaika Priyadarshanaha. So Sarvada Bhigata Sadbihi Samudraiva Sindhubihi is one great, that itself is one quality here. And a simile based quality that is told here. And probably Narada also ran out of words to explain that, and so he had to resort to a simile. And we all know simile, right? Upamanam, we say in Sanskritam in our literature. But for those who don't know Upamanam, it is simile is the English term for it, which means you take an example and analogy. Analogy is another word for it. So you take another example as an analogy and explain his quality, because you are now running out. You are not able to explain that in any one word as such. And so what is this simile taken here? Sindhubihi yatha sarvada abhigataha samudraha iva. That is the anvaya of that. So Sindhu is rivers essentially. Sindhu Nadi, there are several words for it. Of course, we have one river by name, very Sindhu, but Sindhu word also means Nadi. Just as we have a river by name Ganga, but Ganga itself means water. Right? So also, Sindhu means Nadi. Sindhu Bihi is Tritiya Bahuvachanam, which means by the rivers. By the rivers, Abhigataha. Gataha. So, where do rivers flow to? We all know, right? Rivers finally flow into the ocean, into the sea, into the ocean. So, wherever they might start, however many diversions, paths, etc., toughness or easiness, flatness they might take, their target always seems to be ending into sea or ocean. Likewise, Sarvada Abhigataha Sadbhihi. Just as Sindhubihi Samudraha Abhigataha Sadbhihi Sri Ramaha Abhigataha is the analogy given here. Do we appreciate that? Just as for all rivers, no matter what, whether they intend it or not, whether they mean it or not, they end up into that huge mass of water body called ocean or sea. So also, if by luck, by any chance, we have even an iota of good quality, then we slowly start our paths consciously or unconsciously, with intent or without intent, we end up reaching Sri Rama. And we see that, right? All rishis are fans of Rama. Either they approach him or they make Sri Rama come to him. Either ways, it starts with Vishwamitra approaching him first, taking him out of the palace of the kingdom. And later, once he enters Aranya in the Vanavasa time, he keeps visiting one after another, one after another, one after. He has no other job. He visits each ashrama, spends some time with them, acquire something from them, please them. And then they say, by the way, there is another brother of Agastya I heard. Why don't you go meet him also? Okay. So then he makes his next pravas. From there he goes, meets him. Then they say, hey, there is also Sharabhanga nearby. Why don't you meet that Maharshi also? How many rishis he meets, and he keeps doing pravas, moving from one ashram to the other ashram, acquires several results of their research, mostly to do with warfare, also to do with the rest of the other fields of their research. They have all the ammunitions, astras, several astras they give him. And they say, Rama, we have been waiting. Now that you have come, please take this and utilize it soon. Okay, so that is the simple definition as we understand. Now let's see Shastrartha, how is it said? Sadbhihi, who are they, for example? Vasishtadibhihi. Because the first rishi that Sri Rama knows is Vashishta. Because from in his own house, he is their Kula Guru. So from there onwards, Vasishtadibhihi, that is, they are Sadbhihi. Sarvada abhigataha means nityam praptaha. Sarvada is nityam. Abhigataha means praptaha. He is reached, means he is reachable by Vasishta and such great rishis also. Vasishtadi sishyatwadi Raghavasya sangacchate. Vasishta and other disciples of his also are reached or given access to by Rama. Etena Raghunathasya Paramadayalutvati Shaya Suchyate. Parama Dayalutvati Atishayaha, the quality, approachable. See, there are several other kings also that we know who have always tortured rishis. So, here is one who is Parama Dayaluhu. And from that point of view, they are saying, even for rishis, for a Kshatriya, mostly he will be interested in ruling. So, he could be interested in the finances, he could be interested in the defense, and people popularity. But rishis are a different set of people, right? They are not in the main kingdom, they are not in the cities, they are not in the towns, they are in secluded places in their own, in their own campuses. But in spite of that, Rama somehow is accessible by them and he likes them. So Paramadayalutvati. Oh my God, and a big definition given here. But if we understood that, I will quickly skip this. Sarvada means what? When is Sarvada? So previously they said Sadbihi, they qualified. Who are they? Vasishta and his Sishyas are such rishis and all by them. Now Sarvada itself is qualified. What does Sarvada mean? Astrabhyasa kaleshwapi. So let us say he is busy practicing his his archery or astra abhyasa. Even in that times also, let us say if somebody comes and says, Sri Rama, let us say Sharabhanga has come to see you. He'll stop it immediately and say, okay, let us meet him. He goes and meets him. So, Sarvada means Astrabhyasa kaleshwapi sadbhihi satpurushaihi abhigataha parigataha means so here he is qualifying it beyond. Abhi is facing in front, facing essentially. You are facing him. You are able to go to meet him, see face to face. Parigataha is around, which means sometimes only one person comes, then it is abhimukham, face to face you meet. But let's say Vasishta or when any of these great rishis, when they come, they might come with their bunch of disciples or bunch of their colleagues. So then when all of them come, they are standing around him. So parigataha, parivaritaha ityarthaha. Parivaritaha that is what we also said in the beginning. Parivaram is word means around, surrounded by is parivaram. So parivaritaha ityarthaha. Kathamiva samudraha. So first thing, Sarvada is qualified as Astrabhyasa kaleshwapi. Abhigataha means paritaha, parivaritaha ityartaha. Katham, how? Samudraha sindhubihi iva. Sindhubihi iva means nadi viriva. And then they are qualifying it here by saying Stri nadyam na nade sindhur deshabhede ambudau gaje iti Vaijayanti. So Vaijayanti Kosha is quoting all these synonyms. Stri also means nadi. Stri, nadyam, na, nade, sindhuhu, deshabhede, ambudau, gaje iti. Sarvadabhigata sadbihi, kurali keli shrama vishranta ekante. They are quoting several other examples. So probably they have seen these instances and hence they are saying, what does Sarvada mean? Once it was said Astrabhyasa kaleshwapi, the other one is Kurali keli shrama vishranta ekante. Kurali kela. Kurali is that Mallayuddham. Mallayuddham is wrestling. So because he is a Kshatriya and he has to keep his body, every day they practice Mallayuddha so that the grips body strength and all is kept. So in that, when he is playing those wrestling activities also, Kurali Keli, Shrama Vishranta, let us say after a tough bout of wrestling, you'll be tired, and even we see, right, in WWF and all, after 2-3 hits, they go, they sit, they relax. Now, for him, after a long, real tussle, even if he is Vishranta Ekante, Chayam Avagahamani Rami Santah Sarve Tattad Darsha Vishesha Shravanaya Parivritya Sthitaha. How accessible is he? Just see. I mean, I'm getting very, very delighted. Whether he is Astrabhyasa or Kurali Kela, he's tired, Vishranta, so Ekante. So he's, let us say, he's relaxing in his chambers, in his private chambers. And then he's saying, Chayam Avagahamani Rami. So he's taking shelter, let us say, in that Ekanta place, maybe under that cooling area, whatever. In Chayam Avagahamani Rami, Santah Sarve, all the Sants, all the saints and rishis and all, Sarve, Tatta Darsha Vishesha Shravanaya Parivritya Sthitaha. Even if he is taking rest, even if he is resting like that, he is still surrounded by his saints. Tatta Darsha Vishesha Shravanaya, for his visit, to see him. Visiting hours, we say, right? For him, there is no such visiting hours. Any time rishis and sants, etc., sadhu, they don't need any appointment to meet Sri Rama. That is what essentially we are seeing here by the several additional elaborations given in terms of Sarvada Vigata Sadbihi Samudraiva Sindhubihi quality. Tatacha Vakshati Jnana Vruddhair Vayo Vruddhaihi Sheela Vruddhaischa Sajjanehi Kathayannastha Vai Nityam Astra Yogyantareshvapi. So by Jnana Vruddhaihi, which means, so we say Vruddha doesn't always mean an old person. It means Vruddhi is growth, essentially, right? Vruddhi means growth, right? Abhivruddhi, we say. So Vruddhi is growth, or what do you call it? Excess. So excess of jnana. So some people might be younger to us, but with their knowledge, they are Vruddha. Jnana Vruddha, we call. Of course, some are Vayo Vruddha. We even respect. By aging also we respect, of course, because we know, they have spent so long on this, in this earth, in this atmosphere. So we respect that also. Jnana Vruddha, Vayo Vruddhaihi, Sheela Vruddhaihi. Areva, what a character. We appreciate that also. So Sheela Vruddhaihi and Sajjanaihi, of course, by good people. So by knowledgeable people, by elderly people, by good character people, and of course good people, Sajjanaihi. Kathayan Astaha Vai Nityam Astra Yogyantareshvapi. So in all of these Astra, Yoga, etc., in all those activities also, he is always approachable by these kind of people. Astra Yogyo means Astrabhyasaha Samudraiva Sindhubihi Evam Sadbhi Gamanam Na Ramasyagnata Jnapanaya. So they are saying, right, there is no appointment. Ajnata Ajnapana. There is no appointment required by such people. If any such good person, Rishi or anybody comes, they are given immediate appointment, unless he is in some, political meeting or cabinet meeting, etc. So I think we understand, right? So that is, oh my God. And then one more good explanation here. But we will, again, they are also further saying, Sarvada means what? Homa, Deva, Puja, Sabhadhishtana Kaleshu. Tat Kalochitaihi Sadbhihi means Satvika Svabhavaihi Purohita Dvija Mantri Pradhanadhivihi. So by all such people, Sindhubihi Nadivihi Samudraiva Abhigataha Sevitaha. So there is another qualification here of what is Sarvada. Homa, Deva, Puja. So while doing Homa, Yajnas, or Deva Puja, or Sabha Adhishtana Kaleshu, he is maybe running a meeting, his whatever political, his meeting with ministers, etc. Kaleshu, tat kale, tat kalochitaihi, sadbihi, satvika svabhavaihi. And we have seen more qualifications of who are those sadbihi. Satpurushaihi, Vasishtadivihi, Jnana Vriddhaihi, Vayo Vriddhaihi. So also here they are qualifying more by Purohita Dvija Mantri Pradhanadhivihi. So mantris, pradhanaha, purohitaha, dvijaha. By all such people, he is always approachable. And so it is both ways. If they want to meet him, he is accessible. The other main thing is that all such people invariably find Sri Rama. They discover Sri Rama wherever they might be living. They discover him. Because that's what happens to all nadis, that they finally discover the ocean. They reach ocean. So also for it means. And in the other way also, in the spiritual, in the Adhyatma way also, so for all such people, for all such seekers, from any of these dimensions or aspects, for all such seekers, he is the target. That means he is the mokshadayaka. So sarvada bhigata sadbhis samudraiva sindhuvihi. I think let us say this 3 times. Very, very beautiful analogy, simile based one. So let's all say it 3 times, repeat 3 times. Sarvada bhigataha sadbhihi samudraiva sindhubihi. We'll add those 2 words and now say Sarvada bhigata sadbhihi samudraiva sindhubihi. 3rd time we'll say the complete pada. Sarvada bhigata sadbhis samudraiva sindhubihi. Sarvada bhigata sadbhis samudra iva sindhubihi. Beautiful. I think all of you have liked this analogy, right? And so many details given of why Narada, what Narada would have meant by giving that analogy. So many Bhashyakaras have elaborated it with so many qualifiers and details. And then Aryaha, most important word for us. And for Sumer Prajna and other students who are still going to schools, most controversial term, name, word is Arya. So Aryaha, what does it mean? Evam abhigamana hetu bhutam saulabhyadikam vishadayati Arya iti. What does Arya mean? Arya essentially, Arya is a sambodhana, which means when you address somebody as Arya, Mr. Sir. Sir is Mr. is gone. Sir is a better word. Just as we say when we want to address somebody whom we do not know or we know with respect, we say sir, right? Sir, can I, take this? Sir, can I sit by you? Sir, can you sign this? Sir is a very respectful address to anybody, right? So is Arya. And again, now see, as I said, right, each quality is sort of expanded by the previous one, or is expanded on the previous one. As we said, Veda Vedanga Tattvajna Dhanur Veda Nishtaya Sarva Shastrartha Tattvajna is all the quality ones. Then Smritiman, you have to remember it, otherwise it goes waste. Then Pratibhanavan, to be able to apply it instantaneously as needed, right? And then likewise, as it is being expanded, it first started with Sarvada Bhigataha Sadbihi, Samudraiva Sindhubihi. So that means the approachable analogy is first explained in the 56th quality. And now they are saying evam means thus, thus, thus abhigamana hetubhutam, abhigamana to go, in order to go, hetu rational or the reason. So the reason to thus go and meet him, saulabhyam, saulabhyam is sulabham, simple, easy, easily approachable person, vishadayati aryaha. Vishadayati is explains or what do you say, presents. So what does Arya present? Arya presents that easily approachable quality, by all these such people, all these great people like Vasishtadibihi, Jnana Vriddhaihi, Vayo Vriddhaihi, Shila Vriddhaihi, Sajjanaihi. Oh my God, 1 second. Excuse me. Laptop power is going to go down. Good. So such approachable person, even by most respected people, is called Arya. That is first thing we should remember. Arya has got nothing to do with race, has got nothing to do with geolocation. It is only about a respectful, a respectable person, a respected person, and easily approachable by respected people. That is Arya. Not only, and so now you might say, somebody might question, oh, that is your definition. No, there is a Vyakarana definition given also. And so we will, again, not everyone, I myself may not remember it to quote it, but at least we can say, hey, there is a Vyakarana definition given, which means etymological elaboration given here. Ang purvat r gatau ityasma dhatoho karmani nyat pratyayah. That's how Arya word is constructed. What are in Arya? What is the root for it? R is the dhatu there. R is about gatau. Gatau means in gati. Gati is pace. That means movement, transit, movement essentially, right? Transport, transmission, movement, walk, etc. Root is used for gatau. Ang purvat. Ang is the upasarga. Purvam means before. So ru gata is there. R. And karmani niyat pratyayah, which means ya is added in karmani. For example, karmani prayoga is, I will take time to explain this, whether you understand it or not, because it is very, very important for us. Because most of us face this term as the most contradictory term. And so let us, if we know this, let us remember this very, very clearly, right? What are the syllables in this word called Arya? There is A, there is R, there is Ya. 3 syllables, right? And the definition given here is the screen sharing, you are able to see, right? Even if I flip. So the second one you see there, Ang is a upasarga. A samantat. We quoted this even early on also. Wherever A Setu Himachala, if we say, for example, means from Setu to Himachala, which means from the South Indian Ocean till Himachala. Or A Janu Bahuhu, all the way till knees, whose hands are, limbs are. So A is samantat, or all the way till there. To say that we use A prefix. A for what? For Ru. Ru is the root for gatihi. Gatihi is movement, for pace. Means he is reachable. If I have to go, I can go all the way to meet him. Is A, R. And Ya Pratyaya is in Karmani, which means, so there are 2 prayogas in Sanskritam, we say, which in English, or there is Kartari prayoga, Karmani prayoga, which in English loosely are active voice and passive voice, they say. But for us it is not passive. What does a passive voice mean? That's a very incorrect word. For example, Bhoga read Ramayana is called active voice, right? Because what we mean is, when we say active, that means the subject here is active. Bhoga has read Ramayana. Passive voice in English we mean Ramayana is read by Bhoga. Right? What is passive here? There is nothing passive. The action is still the same. That's a stupid English name. But see Sanskritam, what we said. We call it Kartari Prayoga, Karmani Prayoga. Who is being looked from on this action, or who is it being explained from for this action, determines whether it is karta, subject based explanation of the activity, or karmani, karma based or object based explanation of the verb. Read is the verb. If we want to focus from Rama's side, from the subject side, it is Kartari Prayoga. But if you want to focus from the object, from the Ramayana side, it is Karmani Prayoga. That's all. There is nothing about active or passive here. Are you focusing from a subject side or from the object side to explain the verb? Read, Rama read it, or Bhoga read it, or Ramayana was read. So that is Karmani Prayoga. So in Karmani Prayoga, object is important. In Kartari Prayoga, subject is important. So when they say ru gatau, rishi, gatau, when that dhatu is used to build the word called arya, that yakara at the end is to say it is in Karmani Prayoga, which means for my gamana, what is the object? For my going, for my gamanam. Gamanam is what here in English? Movement. What is gamanam? You understand it, Sumir and Pragya? Gamanam. Gamanam gati is to go. That goingness, that going activity. For the going activity, which is gatau, what is the target? That is the object. What is the object? Your destination is the object, right? I go. I is the subject here. Go is the verb. What is it object now? There must be some object of the go activity, right? I go to shop. I go to school, right? The target is the object. I go to Target store. So then Target itself is the Target store. So that is the object there. So when that becomes the karmani, when the object is the main focus, then it's Karmani Prayoga. So for the going action, the target is Sri Rama, let us say in this case, or let us say our teacher, or let us say our Sangchalak, or let us say whoever we are going to. When he becomes the main focus, that is Karmani Prayoga. So all the way going to him, or all the way goable, I'm trying to find that Karmani form of that go dhatu verb. So reachable, let us say. So that person who is reachable no matter when, no matter what, by everybody, always, because upasarga is an arya. Is the prefix, which means all the way. R is the actual root of the verb, which is of go, which means reach, reachable. Ya is giving that able, the karmani form of it, reachable. So riya is making it reachable. Is all the way reachable person is called arya, easily accessible person by anybody, anytime is essentially arya. So it has now if we can quote this as this is what that. Hey, in Sanskrit there is no just like that made up word. There is no sound. Everything is a definition. Every word is a definition. Every word can be etymologically defined and elaborated. And so we should be able to quote this and say, and so for example, in fact, most popular dictionaries, even for non-Bharatiyas, outside our circle also, are generally two dictionaries. Monier-Williams dictionary, they say. But if somebody wants to find a Sanskrit to English dictionary, it is Monier-Williams dictionary. Right? There is another dictionary, another popular English dictionary written by one of those English guys, right, who came to India, sat with our Pandits, understood all of that, and they formed that Sanskrit to English dictionary. In both of them, they always, as much as possible, they give the etymological definition. For example, as I, even for the Pratibhana one, we saw, right? This is called, that E means etymology. How is that word Pratibhanavan built? Prati is the upasarga, before means upasarga. Bha, to shine. Lyut, lyut is the affected noun, which means the formed noun form of it. So that is called vyutpatti in Sanskritam. In English, it is etymology. So in Sanskrit, every word is etymologically defined. And hence, nobody can just like that make up any definition. There is a clearly derived meaning. So if we can quote Arya based on this, then we can, and that is why Arya is that whole stupid theory is now demolished, is now is a joke, is a big joke. So sarvada vigata sadbhihi samudraiva sindhubihi Aryaha sarvasamaha. 1 minute, what do we do? Sarvasamaha. Like last time, we'll also quickly see what is sarvasamaha. Sarva samaha. Samaha is equal. Sarvasamaha. So he looks at everybody as equal. Kim satameva. So see how each definition, as I said, right? You take the previous quality, whatever you have elaborated there, and you expand from there. So Arya was evam abhigamana hetu bhutam saulabhyadikam vishadayati Aryaha iti. Sarvada vigata sadbhihi, they have explained who are sarvada sadbhihi, and such one is Arya. And so now sarvasamaha, they say kim satameva is the first question asked here. What, is he only always approachable only by the sat people? Sat means great noble people. Is he approachable only by noble people? Kim satameva netyaha sarvasamaha. So it's saying, hey, don't be thinking that he is always approachable, he is beloved, he loves only those noble, great rishis, pujaris, purohitas, mantris, pradhana. No. So to qualify or to answer that doubt that might arise with all these explanations given, and the first sarvasamaha, the first question asks, kim satameva? What, only of such noble people? Na iti aha sarvasamaha. To say no, sarvasamaha is mentioned here. Jati guna vritti adi taratamyam vina sarvesham ashrayaniyatve tulyaha sarvasamaha. So you got it, right? So it is not only of satam people that he is approachable. Yes, for all the worldly, to run the affairs, main affairs, he constantly is in touch with all the noble great people. But he is not only of them, he is jati guna vritti adi taratamyam vina sarvesham ashrayaniyatve tulyaha. Tulyaha is balanced, balanceable or balanced. So he is one who is balanced in meeting not only the great people, but jati guna vritti. Whatever might be your profession, whatever might be your guna, your nature, and whatever might be your jati, your born details, your birth details, which means of family, of city, of etc. Right? So of jati, guna, vritti, of all of them, taratamyam. Taratamyam comes from the word called taratama. In Sanskritam, we have superlative, relative, superlative. What is it? Good, better, best. The tar-tama. Tar is T or tar in English. And tama is EST. Generally. EST, sometimes OST, most. So taratamyam is that thatness of comparing better or best. There is no such taratamyam vina. Without that comparativeness of is he better guy, is he the best guy, he doesn't care. All of that vina, ashrayanam is he is reachable, he is receivable, reachable. Ashrayanam, I mean, we cannot do literal translation because then it will go to the word of refuge. He is the target of the seeker. Ashrayanatve tulyaha sarvasamaha. 834. We'll stop here. Sarvadabhigata sadbhihi. Everyone say that up with me. Sarvadabhigata sadbhihi. Samudraiva sindhubihi. Aryaha sarvasamaha. Aryas sarvasamaschaiva. Let us complete that pada like that. Aryas sarvasamaschaiva. Sadaika Priyadarshanaha. We'll see next time. Sadaika Priyadarshanaha. We'll stop the recording here with Shanti Mantra. Who can say? Yes, Pragya.
Sarve bhavantu sukinaha. Sarve santu niramaya. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kaschit dukkhabhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Very good. I'll stop the recording here.